right now on News Channel 8 Today at 11.
Right now, a hearing is underway in D.C. to get to the bottom of deplorable living conditions at MacDill Air Force Base. We're going to get you up to speed.
Plus, we have an important update to a deadly fire 8 on Your Side has been following from the beginning. Ahead, find out who is now investigating why fire crews didn't rescue a woman from her burning Polk County home.
And WrestleMania coming to Tampa Bay. The WWE is just moments away from revealing the details on this huge event. We'll bring that to you live. Good morning, everyone. I'm Marco Villarreal.
I'm Melissa Marino in for Stacy. We are first going to check in with Lee. Things warming up. Finally, right after that cold morning, but look at this. Still a breeze, blue sky at the Hyundai of Newport Richey where it's 62 and up to 64 now in Tampa and 64 in Brooksville. Bartow, 67. I mean, significantly warmer than this morning, but even warmer than this time yesterday. Tampa, Plant City, Lakeland, all 11 degrees warmer. And the humidity is going to stay in this pleasant category too, guys.
Riley, thanks so much. Breaking news this morning, WrestleMania coming to the Bay Area.
Yeah, this is like the Super Bowl of professional wrestling, and it is coming here in 2020. Look at this. We have Hulk Hogan speaking right now here in Tampa. We'll send it out there live.
10th row or the 100th row with 94,000 people, or people talk about me and Mr. T and Roddy Piper and Cyndi Lauper and the beginning of this whole thing. And a lot of times I get people coming up to me and going, you should have beat The Rock at WrestleMania 18. You know, I was the bad guy there, and people still talk about The Rock and I going back and forth, and those memories are indelible. I mean, they'll last forever. And the thing that I'm really, really excited about is this whole next generation of the WWE superstars and the whole WWE universe. They're going to have that same experience right here in Tampa Bay, right in Raymond James Stadium next year, right at this time at WrestleMania 36. That's huge to me. Next year is close. I mean, it's coming really, really fast. And on a personal note, you know, I've thought about WrestleMania being here in Tampa Bay and what it means economically. I know what it means to the WWE universe. I know what it means to the community. But then I just started thinking personally what this really, really means to me. And the love that I have for wrestling, the experience, that energy that I felt. If you've never felt it, I mean, if you've been to a Super Bowl, that's huge. If you've been to the World Series, that's really huge. But when you're inside this stadium next year, when you guys see the energy, when you feel the energy, when you see all the pyros and the laser lights and the matches and stuff, there's going to be an energy and a level. And I just started thinking about a personal level of how wrestling affected me and how I fell in love with wrestling. Everybody here is going to get to experience that. The new generation of young wrestling fans are going to experience that. And it's just amazing. I can't wait for this event to be here. This is going to put all of us on the map, bigger than ever. And I'm just so excited that it's finally here in Tampa Bay, finally here in our hometown. And I want to thank everybody here today for coming out. So I've only got one more question for you guys, Tampa Bay. What you going to do when Hulkamania, the WWE, and WrestleMania next year run wild on you? Thank you guys so much. You know, right now, it's my pleasure to introduce WWE's Executive Vice President of Special Events, Mr. John Sabor. He's the man.
Wow, so big news for the Bay Area for sure. So 2020 WrestleMania coming to Tampa. You saw him, Hulk. Too bad he's not coming back, but we'll take it.
Well, I mean, he did say, are you ready for Hulkamania? So there might be there's going to be a Hulk presence there, I think.
I know we'll have some happy producers. They were talking about that today. That's exciting stuff. So we're going to continue to stream this news conference on WFLA and our Facebook page. We'll have more information for you coming up a little bit later in the newscast.
Also happening right now, military leaders are under fire after reports of horrible living conditions on bases across the country. This includes MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, where families are complaining about mold in their homes. News Channel 8's Corey Davis has more on how senators are getting answers right now in D.C.
Leaders of military branches are now in D.C. admitting embarrassment, telling senators the problems on bases are worse than they thought.
Providing a safe, quality living environment for our soldiers and their families is critical to the readiness of the force.
Families complain of serious mold issues at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, and across the country there are reports of rats, lead-based paint, and construction defects.
I want to start by first apologizing personally on behalf of the Department of the Navy to any sailor, Marine, soldier, airman, Coast Guardman that was affected by the housing malady that we've seen before us right now.
Air Force Secretary Heather Wilson echoed that message. She now believes there's a huge decline of trust after visiting MacDill just days ago.
Our airmen should be comfortable that they can identify problems without any fear of retaliation.
This is video a parent at MacDill shared with us of her daughter in the hospital with breathing problems she says was caused by mold. All secretaries are now supporting a newly proposed plan called the Tenant Bill of Rights. The hope is to give service members and their families a fighting chance at making sure issues are taken care of, improving their living conditions. In Tampa, Corey Davis, News Channel 8.
Happening now in Bradenton, police are releasing new details on a long-term internal affairs investigation involving a former police officer. This again happening right now in Bradenton. As we take a look, News Channel 8's John Rogers is at this news conference. If it ends in time, we're hoping to get an update from him later in this newscast, so stay tuned for that.
A Polk County family hopes an outside agency will shed new light on the Polk County Fire Rescue's response to a deadly house fire. We've learned investigators are now in town and have started interviewing firefighters about what happened that night.
They know I'm in here, right? Yes, they know you're in there.
The county hired emergency services consulting to investigate what exactly happened. 76-year-old Loretta Pickard, who you heard, spent 20 minutes on the phone with 911. Dispatchers worked to keep her calm and reassure her that help was on the way. The first arriving captain's handling of the fire has come under question. 8 on Your Side found he may have never attempted to even rescue Loretta. Pickard's family is pleading for justice and changes.
That our county is safe again, and that we know when we call 911, heroes are coming.
Captain James Williams, the man who was calling the shots that night, received a 24-hour suspension for sending this Snapchat video from the fire scene. He's now on administrative duty while that fire is under investigation. This outside company is expected to analyze reports and interview employees to come up with recommendations for improvement. The investigation is expected to take at least 60 days.
Right now, one person is dead, another in the hospital. This after an overnight shooting at a Tampa liquor store. This all happened at City Liquors just off Nebraska Avenue. Jana Jones there now with the latest.
Detectives were here all night until about 4:30 this morning, and before they left, they told us that they are still trying to find the shooter. I do want to point out that this is more than just a liquor store. It is a full liquor bar as well as a music and pool hall. One other thing that I noticed is there's a sign that says camera surveillance now linked to the Tampa Police Department, and that will likely help detectives and investigators with this investigation. Police tell us just before 10:30 last night, there was a shooting here at City Liquors on North Nebraska Avenue. That's located next door to the Aloha Trailer Park. What we know right now, one person is dead and someone else was taken to a nearby hospital. We don't know the extent of those injuries or the identities of either person involved. This is a busy area, though, and police say people were around at the time of the shooting. You'll notice that there's surveillance cameras all over the building here at this liquor store. That is definitely something that detectives and police officers will be checking out in this ongoing investigation. They ask that if you know anything, saw anything, heard anything as for what went wrong here at this liquor store and bar last night, that you please give them a call. In Tampa, Jana Jones, News Channel 8.
All right, thank you, Jana. In Tallahassee today, dozens of people from the Panhandle will be pushing for more aid following the devastation of Hurricane Michael. Many state legislators that represent the Panhandle will be there with them. They're pushing for a $300 million relief package to be doled out over several years. Also in the state capitol, the Senate will address a bill on legalizing smokable medical marijuana. The governor is giving the legislature 9 days to pass something or he'll drop an appeal of a court ruling. That ruling found that prohibiting smokable marijuana conflicted with a voter-approved amendment to legalize medical marijuana.
Well, this is an awesome story. A Tampa third grader just got an award for saving her mom's life.
Yeah, this is really sweet. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office presented 8-year-old Kamaya Williams with a certificate of bravery and a whole lot of toys. This is in front of her classmates and teachers at Bellamy Elementary. You see, Kamaya called 911 in December. Oh my gosh, she's crying. That's so sweet. She was so brave. So she called 911 when she came home from school to find her mother in a really terrible spot.
I came home from school and I walked in. My mom was laying in bed, said she wasn't feeling good, and then she started having a bad seizure, and then I called the police because it got worse and worse.
She saved my life. She saved my life. If not, I would have been dead and gone.
Congratulations to
what a special girl.
She's the best. Well, her mom does call Kamaya her little lifesaver, and Kamaya seems to like that. This happened again just a couple hours ago there at her elementary school, and they gave her some presents as well. Just some toys like LOL balls and unicorn.
Yeah, we usually like unicorns, so that was really special that they really personalized that.
Yeah.
Oh, and in front of her classmates. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, R&B singer R. Kelly, he is back in jail following an emotional interview with CBS This Morning's Gayle King.
And this morning, 2 of his alleged victims are now speaking out.
When I first met Robert, my parents told me to lie about my age. They told the police that I was.
That's Ezriel Clary. She and her family are from Polk County. We'll hear more from Ezriel's interview coming up.
Plus, President Trump's former campaign chairman will be sentenced today. More on that. Plus, new information from Michael Cohen's latest meeting on Capitol Hill. This morning, singer R. Kelly is back in jail. He's facing charges for owing more than $161,000 in child support. This arrest comes just hours after his bombshell interview with CBS anchor Gayle King aired. One of the women he calls his girlfriend, Ezriel Clary, is from Polk County. She says her parents are lying about being brainwashed by R. Kelly.
When I met him, he thought that I was 18. My parents told me to lie about my age to him. Okay? When I met him, they even lied to the police. They told the police that I was 18. They told R. Kelly that I was 18. So here's this man thinking that I am 18.
Clary was 17 when she met R. Kelly. She and the singer's other girlfriend, Joycelyn Savage, claims that their parents just want money, but both families deny taking any payments from R. Kelly. The U.S. Air Force is apologizing to Senator Martha McSally after she revealed a superior officer raped her while she was in the service. The Arizona Republican spoke about her experience during a Senate hearing on the military's efforts to prevent sexual assaults and improve the response when they occur. McSally was the first female Air Force fighter pilot to fly in combat and served for 26 years.
I blame myself. I was ashamed and confused. And I thought I was strong, but felt powerless.
Some are calling this the most powerful testimony in ongoing debates on Capitol Hill on how to handle claims of sexual assault in the military. Today, President Trump's former campaign chair finds out if he'll spend the rest of his life behind bars. Tracy Potts has more on that, plus what we learned when former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen testified again behind closed doors on Capitol Hill.
69-year-old Paul Manafort finds out today if he'll get the maximum. 24 years after a federal jury in Virginia found him guilty of failing to report $16.5 million in consulting fees for the Ukrainian government. The Justice Department says Manafort repeatedly and brazenly violated the law. He cut a deal but lost it after lying and witness tampering while on bail. Next week in Washington, Manafort faces another 10 years on similar charges, none of it connected to the Trump campaign. Meantime, former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen delayed reporting to prison to finish testifying privately about efforts to build a Trump Tower in Russia during the campaign.
The hearings went very, very well. I believe that all of the members were satisfied with the statements and the responses that I gave to them.
He answered every question that was put to him by members of both parties. He was fully cooperative with the committee.
Cohen reportedly brought documents to prove Trump lawyers tried to change his testimony.
Democrats should actually focus on doing their job, not just attacking somebody.
Trump lawyer Jay Sekulow calls Cohen's allegation completely false.
NBC has not reviewed the documents that Cohen submitted to the committee. Now they want to see more, and Cohen says he will cooperate. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
Now, our 8 on your side consumer watch. Facebook's priority is no longer connecting the world. Instead, it will focus on private conversations even Facebook can't listen in on. The company's new strategy is to prioritize its messaging services over its traditional social network. Facebook will encrypt those services to shield them from prying eyes, including its own. Many see this as a response to years of turmoil over its privacy lapses and other problems. Another retailer is biting the dust. This time, it's Charlotte Russe. The company plans to close all 500+ stores and is in talks to sell its intellectual property. Going out of business sales actually begin today and will last no later than April 30th. The retailer's online store has already closed. So I actually was looking online today and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't find the website. That's why.
Oh, there you go.
I love their jeans, so I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, you'll have to go find somewhere else to go now.
All right, so a lot of you watching, you are probably thinking about lunch. I know I am.
Yeah, I know my stomach is thinking about lunch. If you don't feel like eating anything at home, though, maybe this will help. Whole subs from Publix are on sale today through Sunday. Now, this story is one of the top clicked stories on our website right now. The store is knocking off a couple bucks. According to Thrillist, the Pub sub is Florida's unofficial state sandwich.
I think the chicken tender sub is the unofficial. Yeah.
But I learned something today. Did you? You said you like what kind of pickles?
Garlic pickles. Garlic pickles.
Garlic pickles. And I'm hearing from a lot of people honey butter.
I also heard jalapeno Gouda or something. Or no, something Chipotle Gouda, which I never knew. So they have all these like secret things. I know.
I've always gone with the ultimate sub though. I mean that's because I mean that
includes
just
chicken tenders, right?
No, it's just turkey, roast beef, and ham. It's you know it's the club of the
We're hungry.
And their bread is so good.
So good.
And now it's $3 off. You get a full one, which means
that's a deal.
All right, outside right now in Max Defender rate, nothing going on. We've got nothing but blue skies.
At least it's getting warmer. These past 2 days have been just a little cold in the morning.
Yeah, we don't like it like that.
No.
They're spoiled.
All right, thanks, Lee.
Well, in today's world, we're all in a hurry, especially when we get behind the wheel.
But there is a tactic that a lot of Bay Area drivers are using to get from A to B faster, and law enforcement has noticed. It's not always a good thing. We're going to tell you all about it in today's Road Rants coming up. Well, in today's Road Rants, everyday drivers are breaking the law simply to get where they're going faster.
And we're not talking about speeding. Meredith Sensulo is here with more on a frustrating issue that you may encounter during your commute today.
This comes from the That's Not Cool file. It's the issue of fake turners and those who block the box. This photo from Sarasota PD explains blocking the box. The box is the space between intersecting roads. When drivers go through the intersection, despite a backup, they block the box, forcing pedestrians to walk between cars and holding up traffic. It's not just rude, it's illegal, and you could be fined $166. Fake turners avoid backups by dipping into turn lanes and attempting to cut the line. That blocks drivers who legitimately want to turn. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office says it happens a lot, especially along Waters Avenue. And I've received plenty of Facebook messages citing other areas. Bush Boulevard, Bierce Avenue are examples. A ticket for that illegal move is worth $163. But here's the problem. The Sheriff's Office says enforcement is difficult because drivers who challenge their citation usually claim they accidentally got in the wrong lane, and it's obviously an excuse they've heard a lot. What's your road rant? Contact me at WFLA.com or on Facebook at WFLA Meredith.
Well, you saw it just a few minutes ago. WrestleMania, the Super Bowl of wrestling, is coming to Tampa.
Yeah, this is big news. Our Chip Wasowski, he was there for the big announcement. He's going to give us some more information on that straight ahead.
And today's show anchor, Hoda Kotb, joins us in our next half hour. So we'll be telling us about her new book, You Are My Happy. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Right now on News Channel 8 Today at 11.
Good morning. I'm Melissa Marino in for Stacy.
And I'm Marco Villarreal. Glad you're with us on this Thursday. We're chugging along. It started off chilly this morning, but things warming up, Lee.
Yeah, certainly so. I mean, Max Defender rate has been bone dry, and the fact that we don't even have a cloud out there. It's beautiful. 18 degrees above average, and as you can see, we get up to 71 later today, guys.
All right, thanks, Lee.
And don't forget, you can always download our Max Defender 8 app. It's a free download in the App Store and on Google Play. It's the radar built for Tampa Bay weather.
Breaking news at 11:30, the Bradenton Police Department just finished giving an update on an internal investigation into one of their former officers. News Channel 8's John Rogers was there, and he joins us now live. John, what can you tell us?
Good morning, Melissa. We're talking about this guy. This is former Bradenton Police Sergeant Lionel Marinez. He's accused of abusing his power to get dates with women. Now he's under federal investigation, and officials want to know if there are any other victims out there. So let's tell you more about what happened here. Again, Sergeant Lionel Marinez, 36, he had been with this department for 12 years. After a complaint last summer, a massive investigation was launched, and authorities discovered that dating back to 2012, he would use police databases to track down women and push them to go on dates. The chief even stated that he had sex on duty. So far, investigators have spoken to 150 women, and the case is now being handled by the FBI. Take a listen to what the chief had to say.
Lionel Marinez was not utilizing this data for law enforcement purposes whatsoever. Instead, he was using it in a variety of ways via social media, cold telephone calls, visits to their home under the guise of being there for police business, you name it, to try and get dates with these women.
Marinez retired from the department in October, but the investigation continues, and since it's now a federal case, the chief could not comment on what charges he could face. But again, if you recognize this man or if you feel that you were a victim of his, contact the FBI. Live in Bradenton, John Rogers, News Channel 8.
All right, thank you, John. And the man who owns Nexstar, our parent company, was honored last night in New York with a pretty wonderful award.
Yeah, this is pretty wonderful. Perry Sook is the newest Golden Mike recipient. Check it out.
In the world of broadcasting, there are awards, and then there's this one, the Golden Mike from the Broadcasting Foundation of America.
It's a nice award and recognizes not only me, but our company and what we do every day, but the fact that this whole foundation is tied around philanthropy and giving back to those of us in our business that have need makes it even that much more special.
Perry Sook founded Nexstar in 1996 with one station. Today, there are 174 and growing. But this award doesn't go to the biggest broadcaster, but the broadcaster with the biggest heart.
We single out one person who has been an icon in the industry and who's given back in a lot of other ways.
The foundation honors a broadcaster who helps broadcasters when crisis hits.
You know, we're here to help broadcasters who've fallen on hard times, who can't work, can't pay their bills, can't keep their families together. We're here to help them.
And here to see Perry Sook honored, Nexstar employees from Panama City devastated by Hurricane Michael.
I respect the heck out of the guy. He came to the station. He said he was going to help our employees. Every one of our employees benefited.
The Broadcast Foundation money just helped put a dent in that. I mean, it was a lifesaver.
The Broadcasters Foundation money helped me relocate and kind of rebuild a life after Hurricane Michael.
A who's who of broadcasters gathered at the Plaza Hotel in New York City for this golden moment. And country band Sugarland sweetened the evening with their Grammy-winning music.
This year's recipient of the Golden Mike Award, Perry Sook.
But the man of the hour was the one who started as a paperboy and grew up to deliver a media empire.
It's very gratifying to think that what started with one television station will later this year become the largest broadcasting company in America. It was never the goal, but you do look up and realize, wow, look at where we've come and how far we've come.
A big honor.
Big one, right? Well, let's stay in New York. Today Show host Hoda Kotb just revealed her new children's book called You Are My Happy.
Here's a look at the cover of the new book. She says it was inspired by her bedtime routine with her daughter and explores the joy of being in the moment. Joining us now to talk about You Are My Happy and some other things is Hoda Kotb.
Hoda, good morning. We were just up there, Gail Bayardo and I were just up there a little over a year ago talking with you, and now we're talking with you about your new book.
Marco, hi Melissa, it's good to see you guys. Yeah, I'm so excited about this book. Haley and I do like our evening routine every night, and I was just trying to figure out like what would be the best way to put your little one to sleep. And I figure like I start the day with a grateful journal, and I thought, well, maybe we should end with stuff that makes us happy, like little things in life. And it's like, to me, it's like a perfect moment for me during that last half hour before she drifts off to sleep. And this book is just filled with tiny little things that make her and make us happy.
I love that, and I think that's definitely something I see with my own kids. Like, it's so easy to just start complaining about something, and we often have to work at saying, okay, well, hold on a second, let's be grateful about this. Have you seen a change with your own daughter as you started doing this?
Oh my God, I see a change in everything. I mean, what you just said, Marco, is a great point. I think often we're somewhere, but our brains are somewhere else. Like, I feel like we should live by that "be here now" slogan. Like, when you're at work, you're at work. You're gonna be here now. But when you step in the door in your home, you have to be in that mode too. And I feel like, you know, we only have this moment, like that's it. And it just reminds me, and she reminds me, like, it's all about right here and right now. So when I get home, I mean, I'm an older mom, so I know that I feel like I just stopped wasting time. Like, I walk in the door, my shoes are off, and I'm on the floor. I figure, like, I get to do this, and I'm not gonna waste, like, one single second.
Well, I know, I follow you on Instagram. It's so sweet to see your daughter grow, and you guys have just this really special bond. But let's switch gears now. A lot going on today, tomorrow. We are talking Women's International Day.
Oh, we're having a party, kids, on the plaza. You bet. I wish you all could come because it's going to be great. Maren Morris is going to be our musical guest. There's going to be a mini concert out there on the plaza. She sings in the middle, and she's got a lot of great hits. But she is about women's empowerment, and the whole the show will be about that. It's about women, like, holding your back up straighter. We're going to have a lot of women who are in traditional male roles, like firefighters and pilots and police officers, and we're just going to honor them. It'll be like a kind of a cool way to go into the weekend and feel like, yeah, like I feel good heading into the weekend.
That sounds inspiring. Girl power.
I love it. And thanks for letting the rest of us guys hang out with you guys, Hoda. We love the women in our lives.
Good boy.
Love you too, Marco.
Thank you, Hoda. Well, one of the funniest comedies on television returns to NBC primetime.
That's right. Superstore and its cast of Megastore employees continues season 4 at 8 tonight. It's a great show. Among the stars of the show is Nico Santos, who plays Mateo. You may also recognize him from the popular movie Crazy Rich Asians. I love that movie. He pretty much steals the scene every time he's on camera. Well, News Channel 8's Jennifer Lee had an awesome assignment. She got to sit down with him in New York City recently. He says everything on Superstore is not carefully scripted.
How much improvisation is there on your day job? I mean, how much do you get to do
we do a lot of improv. You know, they always make sure that we have the scripted version. But after that, they're just like, we do a fun run. It's called they do a fun run. And they just let us loose, and we can say whatever we want. And a lot of it makes it to the show. Actually.
It does.
Yeah, yeah. And it was like that from the beginning. Like, we did a lot of improvising when we filmed the pilot. Yeah, a lot of those improvised lines made it to the show. So we're like, oh, okay.
Well, you can watch the premiere of Superstore tonight at 8. On tonight's episode, Amy and Cheyenne attend Cloud9 Academy, and Dina and Garrett get roped into babysitting Glenn's child. So it's always fun.
I like that show. So do you know what day it is? It's game day.
It's game day.
Game day. The Lightning are back in action tonight at Amalie Arena.
And a handful of players are playing for more than just a win against Minnesota. We're going to show you which Lightning team records could be broken tonight.
Oh, man. Plus, spring break is almost here. Coming up, we have some money-saving travel tips. It's time for Living Local with Lila, and this morning we're talking spring break savings.
Lila's at Tampa International Airport with some ways to save big on airline tickets.
Spring break is just around the corner, but if you're looking to get out of town, it doesn't have to break the bank. I'm here this morning with Clint, and he's going to tell us some of the local tips to get out of town without spending a lot of money. What is the first tip that if you're trying to get on a plane, how can you do it without spending a lot?
This is the first tip, and one of the best tips you'll ever hear is if you go to Skyscanner and you put in where you're coming from, Tampa, and leave the destination empty and just click enter, it'll give you all these destinations in order of price. So
wow.
You can go to places in the United States for as little as $47, and then all up to international. I mean, sometimes the international are as little as $50.
It's incredible.
It is.
If you want to get on the car and you want to pack the kids in, pile them in, get on the road, where can we go?
Road trips are always amazing. I would suggest if you're coming from Tampa, stop at Delane, maybe St. Augustine, head up to North Carolina, maybe even go as far as Tennessee, which is only 10 hours.
And what are some travel tips you can give us if you're on the road?
All right. Waze is a great app that it'll give you the destinations, it'll give you the shortcuts, best ways in traffic. Also, Gas Buddy, that'll save you money on gas. It'll tell you where the closest gas station is. And Road Trippers is clutch. That'll show you what to do in between. All the places to eat, all the hot spots, the sites to go sightseeing. It's a really great app.
And we're lucky enough to be in Florida. We're right on the water. If you're getting on a boat, where can we go?
Boats, I would suggest right now, definitely Cuba. Cuba's the hot spot, and Carnival has a 5-day cruise for, I think it's $350, which is a really great trip.
Perfect. Well, if you're looking to get out for your spring break, whether it's by boat, by car, by plane, you can do so on the cheap. Guys, back to you.
Well, it could be a historic night at Amalie Arena tonight when the Lightning host the Minnesota Wild. Nikita Kucherov and Steven Stamkos have a chance to break a couple of Lightning records. First off, right now, Kuch is tied with Vinny LeCavalier for the most points in a single season. He can break that tie with a goal or an assist tonight. Stamkos can tie Vinny with a Lightning goal record tonight, 382. And let's not forget Max defender 88, Andre Vasilevsky. Vazzy goes for a franchise record 11th straight win tonight. So a lot to look out for tonight at Amalie. The puck drops at 7:30. And before puck drop, the Lightning teaming up with the Mosaic Company for a canned food drive in Ford Thunder Alley. The drive starts at 4:30. Fans who donate 3 canned goods or $10 will receive a co-branded T-shirt courtesy of Mosaic. For every $1 donated, 10 meals will be provided to those in need.
All right, here's a basketball story for you.
And for hoop fans of the 90s, this one might sting a little.
Gets it to James. LeBron takes it to the rim and finishes with the left, and he's fouled. The legend of LeBron continues. He moves past his idol, MJ, for 4th on the all-time scoring list.
Michael Jordan now number 5 on the all-time scoring list. LeBron passing him in front of the Lakers' home crowd at the Staples Center in L.A.
Ahead of James on the list is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 38,387 points. Karl Malone, the mailman, with 36,928 points. And Kobe Bryant, 33,643 points.
Wow. At least he's still in the top. I know. I'm like, I don't know if I could even get like one.
And now the big debate is who's the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
It's really hard to know.
Yeah.
They're different players, different ways, styles of
Different
play.
eras. Yeah, you're right.
So see, that's how I make everybody happy.
There you go. They're all great.
They're all great. Way better than I could ever attempt to be, right? And outside right now, it's actually pretty spectacular weather. I mean, next week, it will kind of feel like spring. The humidity will be back. There's only 10% rain chances, but some days we'll actually make it into the mid-80s. All right, and guys, don't forget you lose that hour of sleep.
Oh,
yeah,
we're doing so good with the temperatures. Thanks, Lee. Well, huge news out of Tampa this morning. The city will host WrestleMania 36 in April of 2020.
Now, this is truly the Super Bowl of wrestling, if you will, and traditionally pumps more than $100 million into the local economy. News Channel 8's Chip Ozowski joins us now live from Raymond James Stadium, where the announcement just took place. Chip, I feel like we should take the music from John Cena and introduce you that way. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, this is exciting news. Actually, Hulk Hogan was here, a number of other city and county officials. And just take a look at this. Take a look at the stage. Take a look at the lights, the screen. Even this news conference was a show. So just imagine what WrestleMania here at Raymond James will look like in 2020. Even if you're not a fan of wrestling, this is a show that will attract people of all ages from across the country, even across the globe. Organizers estimate the event will generate 40 to 50,000 hotel night stays. That is huge. The promotion for WrestleMania is expected to reach more than 1 billion followers on social media in 27 different languages. City and county leaders work tirelessly to attract WrestleMania, and today they are realizing the fruits of their labor. And in 2020, the community will also benefit from that work.
Once again, it will put Tampa on the map. Once again, for those people around the world who may not know where Tampa is, they will be able to turn on that TV, see WrestleMania, see these amazing WWE superstars, and say, what a cool city this is.
And Mayor Bob Buckhorn, always a big proponent of the city of Tampa. He actually joked and said he's only got a few months left in office, so he's going to be an Uber driver next. But the one thing that he did say is after hosting a number of Super Bowls, the Republican National Convention, this area has proven that it can host big events, and this is no exception. Marco and Melissa, next up, Super Bowl 55 in 2021.
Yeah,
a lot of big
you're
things.
just bringing that up.
Yeah.
So, Chip, I've been thinking we need to give you a wrestler name. I was thinking Chippo makes you say, uh-oh.
There's the voice.
Huh? Grab a chair behind you.
That sounds good.
Okay, do it.
Hey, I
WrestleMania.
could. I might.
He's gonna start breaking stuff. Better not get Chip too excited. Thanks, Chip. This is exciting news. I'm excited.
Yeah, this is. So a lot of things from the 80s and 90s have seen a resurgence in recent years.
Yeah, there is one staple from those decades, though, that is on its last thread. Remember Blockbuster? Blockbuster Video. Well, by April, only one will be left in the entire world. We're going to take you there coming up. Well, just 15 years ago, you could find more than 9,000 Blockbuster Video stores across the globe.
But at the end of this month, there will be only one. The location in Perth, Australia will close by April. That will leave the Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon as the last store standing. In recent years, the Bend Blockbuster has become a bit of a tourist attraction with people visiting from as far away as Europe and Asia. The general manager says the store is opening up about 10 new accounts a day.
Wow.
I didn't even know there was any left, so that's actually kind of cool.
You know, that was my job in high school. I worked at a Blockbuster Video.
Meredith said she did too.
Yeah, it was fun. I liked it. It was good times.
I liked perusing all the movies.
Yeah.
That was like a fun Friday night thing.
Yeah, Friday nights you'd get packed.
Yeah.
That was where you went to go get a movie.
I mean, I went to lived in a very small town, so we didn't have Blockbuster, but we had Hazelhurst Video, and that's where we.
Well, there you go.
That's the name of my town.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you here with another newscast at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we weren't.